All right, this video is going to cover notes 5.4. That's a system of inequalities. So basically what that means is you're going to have like one line, it could be dotted or solid, and you're going to shade everything either above or below it. And then you're going to have another line and you're going to shade everything either above or below that. And whatever part is double shaded is generally your answer. So just keep in mind that's what we're actually doing. All right, now some background information. If you have the or equal to sign on your inequality, that means you use a solid line. If you don't have that or equal to, you're going to use a dotted line. So keep that in mind. And then in terms of where to actually shade, like above the line or below the line, if your symbol is greater than, you're shading above the line. If your symbol is less than, you're shading below the line. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to want to have all these equations in y equals mx plus b form. So like this one already is. So that makes it a little easier. You start at your y-intercept. My y-intercept here is -3. Put a dot there. All right, now my slope is 1/2. That means rise 1, run 2. So rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2. So this is what this line would look like. Now you have to think about if this line is solid or dotted. So you look at your inequality, it's just greater than. So that means this is a dotted line like this. And the fact that it's greater than means I shade everything above it. So all this is going to be shaded. All right, now the second line, so this one was blue. The second line is already in mx plus b form as well. So just start at your y-intercept of 5. You're falling 3, running 2. Fall 3, run 2, like this. Now look at your inequality. This one has the or equal to. So that means this line is going to be solid. Like this. And then the inequality says less than or equal to. So that's everything below the line. So it's all this. Right, so the part where they both are shaded would be this section right here. And so they'll ask you something about like, which is the solution to the system? Well, you're looking for a coordinate that's inside that shaded part. So like 4, 2 would be here. That is not inside the shaded part. -2, -6 would be here. That is not inside the shaded part. I guess I could do these in green. It would stick out a little better. 4, 2 is here. Okay, it doesn't help, but that's okay. -2, -6 is here. 2, -1 is here. That is inside both shaded part. And 6, 0 is here. So whichever point is inside the double shaded part is the one you're looking for. All right, look at these next ones. Just looking at this, I see this equation's not in slope-intercept form. So you're going to have to minus 2x here. And you'll get y is greater than or equal to -2x plus 4. Now it is in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to start by graphing my first line, 1/3 x plus 2. Start at your y-intercept of 2. You are rising 1, running 3. Work your way backwards as well. All right, the inequality is less than, not or equal to, so that means this is a dotted line. And the inequality said less than, so that means everything below this line, so all of this is shaded. All right, the next line, -2x plus 4, start at your y-intercept of 4. You are dropping 2, running 1. Now this inequality is greater than or equal to, so that means this is going to be a solid line. And it's greater than, so that means everything above it. So all this section. So the part where it's double shaded is this section right here. So which is a solution to a system? 0, 4 would be here. That's not in the double shaded portion. 6, 4. 6, 4 is here. Now this 6, 4 dot right here is on a dotted line. That means it's not included. If you have something land on a dotted line, it is not one of your answers. Now, if this had landed on like a solid line that was in the shaded part, then that would work. But if it lands on a dotted line, it's not included. So it's not A, it's not B. Negative 4, 3 is here. It's not C. 2, 0 is here. Here's the example where it lands on a solid line that's in the shaded portion. This is okay. So my answer here would be D. Dotted line, it's not included. Solid line, it is included. All right, next up. They don't always have to be both linear. So sometimes they'll give you like absolute value or something. This one has a vertex, an HK of negative 2, 0. So that's here. And it's a negative absolute value. So that just means it's a V shape going down with a slope of 1 each way like this. So this is what this would look like. And then they say, I use the solid line because it's or equal to, and it's greater than or equal to, meaning it's everything above this V-shaped line. All of this. Okay, next up would be my second line. You need to make this in mx plus b form, so you're going to have to add 1. So it's going to be y is less than 2x plus 1. Make that 2 over 1 so you can see your slope a little better. Start at your y-intercept of 1. You are rising 2, running 1. All right. And this inequality is just less than, so it's a dotted line here. And it's less than, so it's everything below this line. So the part where they're both shaded is this section right here. So 2, 5 is right here, but that's on a dotted line, so it's not included. We just talked about that. 0, negative 2 is here. It's on a solid line. It is included. Negative 1, negative 3 would have been here. That is not in the shaded region. And negative 2, 0 is here. It's on a solid line, but it's not in the shaded region. So it's not C or D, it's just B. All right, looking at these last two. Y is less than 4. That's a horizontal line at 4. It's dotted because you don't have the or equal to. And it's less than, so it's everything below that line, like all of this. Okay. Now the next one's a quadratic with a vertex of negative 2, negative 2. And an a value of positive 1. And I use the solid line because it has the or equal to on its inequality. And it's everything greater than or equal to. So it's everything here on the inside of it. So that means the double shaded part is just this right here. So it's just this right here is the only shaded part. It has to be below the blue line and above the red line. So negative 3, 2 is right here. That is in the shaded portion. 0, 2 is here. That is in the shaded portion and on a solid line. So that one works as well. I guess it's asking which is not a solution. Well, these two worked. -4, 4 would be here. Okay, my screen jumped on me. -4, 4 would be here. That's on a dotted line, so that is not included. So that's probably going to be my answer. -1, 1 is right here. That's inside the region. That's good to go. So my answer is C there, because it's on the dotted blue line. All right, next up is this last line. This one has 3, so this could be kind of challenging. The first thing I would do is get them all to mx plus b. So first equation's good. The second one, you would have to -5, so you'd get y is greater than or equal to x minus 5. And then the third one, you would have to -2x, so you'd get y is less than or equal to -2x plus 3. So now that I have my 3 lines, just do them carefully one at a time. Here's the first one in blue. Start at your y-intercept of -3. Your slope is 4. That means rise 4, run 1. Rise 4, run 1. Work your way backwards. And this is a dotted line because it does not have the or equal to. And it's everything less than. So it's everything below this blue line. So it's all of this. Okay, next up, second equation. Start your y-intercept of -5. You are rising 1, running 1. So it just has a slope of 1. This is going to be a solid line because it has the or equal to. Mine's not perfect, that's okay. And it's greater than or equal to, so it's everything above it. So it's all this. All right, and then the last one. Start your y-intercept at +3. You're falling 2, running 1. And it's going to be a solid line as well because it has the or equal to. And it's everything less than or equal to, so it's everything below it. So it can get kind of confusing as to what the actual part you care about is. Let me see if I can find like an obvious color here. It's going to be this section right here in the middle. That's where all 3 of them line up. So in terms of answering this question, you've got which of the following is a solution? 0, 0 is at the origin. It's outside of that yellow part. It's out. 3, -1 is here. It's just outside of that. 1, 3 is up here. That's outside as well. 1, -3 would be right here, which is inside the yellow portion. So just remember, if it has the or equal to, it's a solid line, and any points on there, on that line, are included. If it does not have that or equal to, it's a dotted line, and any point on that line is not included. Greater than, shade above the line, less than, shade below the line. As long as you're accurate and you take your time with this and you really think about it, these aren't that bad. So hope this video helped.